Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the brand new MT special offers that dropped today here in NBA 2K24 MyTEAM. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat these MT special offers like they're incredible, because I don't really think they are. But I think they are good enough to be worth buying for some players, I think. And I think they're worth talking about. So we're going to do a video on them. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 25,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day. I said 25. I'm at 30. We hit 25K a couple days ago. Really appreciate all the recent support, man. And yeah, help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. But without further ado, let's hop right into it. And let's start off by discussing the players that are available. So the players that are available for MT right now are Dark Matter Chris BOSH and Galaxy OPAL LUKA DONCIC. And as a Mavs fan, I'm actually tempted to buy LUKA, but I don't think I'm going to, because he doesn't actually make my team, and I haven't been playing this game all that much anyway. So realistically, I think I'm going to save my MT, the 217 that I do have from playing the game some this week, which I really haven't played very much. But I got two Galaxy OPALs. I got one off of whatever mode has a ball drop this season. I forget which ball drop it was, but it was a ball drop mode. I think it might have been Triple Threat Online with Sean Livingston. Is that who it was? Yes. So I got him off in Sean Livingston off Triple Threat offline. And then Clutch Online, I got Alonzo Mourning. So I was able to exchange both those with the ones that I had in my collection. That made me like an extra 300,000 MT just right there between those two. It's like 110,000 MT between those two players, which is kind of crazy. The game can be really rewarding to play, which is nice. Right there, I just made half the MT that I needed for Chris BOSH off of those two games. So like, I don't know. There is a part of me that kind of can understand to a certain extent. Like these are buyable, you know what I mean? An MT's not hard to earn, and if you want either of these players, go for it. That's my thought process. If you want Dark Matter Chris BOSH, if you feel like he's a power forward who's going to help your lineup, or he's a player that you want, I don't see any reason not to buy him. Now, for me personally, I have a couple of power forwards. I have Kwame, who I obviously love, and I think he's an elite level card. And then I have other power forwards that I can run, like Amari Stoudemire, like, where is he? Tyson Chandler, David Robinson, obviously Bill Russell. I got a bunch of guys that I can run, and I just don't need a Chris BOSH realistically. So for me, I don't think he really helps my team that much. I'm not the biggest Chris BOSH fan in the world. I'm not going to spend 200,000 MT on him. That's a good chunk of MT. What bothers me at the end of the day is that the players are significantly worse again, and value-wise are worse than a 75,000 VC Dark Matter and a 35,000 VC Galaxy OPAL, who are both, again, better cards than OPAL LUKA and Dark Matter Chris BOSH. Dark Matter Chris BOSH is not a bad card, but to get 75,000 VC, that's going to cost you, what, 20 bucks plus tax? So 22-ish dollars in US dollars, something like that, a little under that, 21 something. And then to buy, I mean, you'd have to buy this. It's almost 40 bucks, basically, to buy 200,000 MT. So the players are a little bit less than twice as expensive, but almost twice as expensive when you judge it based on money. Yes, they can be bought with currency, but they're also not as good. So you have cards that are more expensive based on the exchange rate of the currency, and that are not as good. And to me, it's a continuation of the kind of continual disrespect that 2K continues to show towards, I said continues like 4 times there, and I apologize, but the disrespect that they continue to show towards the 2K community. And I think it's unfortunately something that's not really going to change this year, and I think the only hope there is for change is next year, and if that doesn't happen, then it may never change at this point, you know what I mean? And expecting change kind of becomes fruitless when they show you over and over again that they're not going to change. So I don't want to sit here and like profess that I think, oh, this could change next week. All of a sudden, they're going to drop the best value MT Dark Matter. Like, I don't think next week we're going to see Dark Matter Wembanyama in here for MT. Like, I realistically don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to be going through here and drop. And we can look, literally, let's look at the pack market and the cards that are in here. Like, the Dark Matters that we're going to see for VC are going to be guys like Tim Thomas and Paul George and Jonathan whoever, the desirable ones, the good ones, Kristaps Porzingis, Wemby. Those are going to be the guys that they start dropping for VC. Mark Eaton, even, because he's 7'4", probably. Guys who are like desirable as top tier cards. Luol Deng. Then the guys that they're going to put in the MT is going to be your not so desirable Dark Matters, your Nick Youngs and your Derrick Roses, and even an Andre Kirilenko, and some of the guys who just aren't quite as good. DeMar DeRozan is not a very desirable card. Guys like that would not surprise me to see in the pack market in the near future now. I hope that I'm wrong, and I would love to see a Dark Matter Ben Simmons with MT, or a Dark Matter Bol with MT, or a Dark Matter Wembanyama with MT, but I'm not expecting that to happen, and I think y'all are unrealistic to expect that to happen as well. So as long as you can kind of just accept and admit to yourself that realistically there's not going to likely be change. Some of these MT special offers might appeal to you occasionally, and that's, at the end of the day, that is the only way that I think you can play this game and have some enjoyment with it, if you truly just accept that you're just not going to be able to get a lot of the cards that are out there. And there is only, I mean, if you play the game a lot, you can get a lot of good cards and no money spent still, because it is really easy to make MT. I mean, I have barely played the game. I have gained 2 levels this season, and I've gotten like 150,000 plus MT just from playing the game. It is stupid how easy it is to make MT, especially if you get a little bit lucky. But in general, I just think, I don't know, like, you can get a good team without spending money. I haven't spent money on this game in, what, 2 months at this point? I didn't even buy the Pro Pass this season. I bought it at the beginning of last season, so I guess that's the last time I spent money was, what, 6 weeks ago? But even before that, I hadn't been buying packs, spending money on packs or anything. So, like, I haven't spent money on the game in a long time. And I have a team that can 100% compete at a competitive level still. And that's great, right? But at the same time, the game is frustrating, because there are a bunch of cards that I'd love to use. You know what I mean? Like, I got lucky and I pulled Larry Bird last week, so I actually got something decent from this set. But like 100 overall James Harden, I'll never use him. Not to mention all the other 100 overalls out there that I'd like to use. Dark Matter Kareem, I'm not getting that card. Oh well, there's gonna be cards next week that I'm just not gonna get. Oh well, like, it just kind of is what it is at the end of the day. And if you can accept that, I think it is still possible to enjoy this game despite the gambling and despite the things that suck. Because at the end of the day, this is the only quote-unquote simulation, even though it's not a simulation game, but like, it's the closest thing to a simulation basketball game you're going to get. It is by far the most well-made, professionally made game and gameplay of any, as well as visually, of any basketball game. And yes, it's a very predatory game, but if you truly just decide to not give them any money, I think you can still enjoy the game. And if you honestly can't commit to not giving them any money at this point while you play the game, I don't think you should be playing the game. That's the honest truth. Like, I realistically just don't think you should be playing the game if that's not something you can commit to. And that's okay if that's you, but there are a lot of other games, and this is not a company that deserves to be getting a lot of money from us. Or really any money from us, I don't think, if this is the predatory business practices they're going to continue to promote. At the end of the day, it's more than just the value of the money you're spending in the game and whether you have the money to spend and to theoretically waste, because most of the time that's kind of what you're doing. And it's just more than that. Even if you have the money, like, we gotta do better as a community, because they just continue to do things. And like, this isn't the worst. I'm not gonna sit here and say that today's content is the worst thing they've done, but it's not the best, and it's certainly not high quality, rewarding, good content. Like, there are a few positives about season 7 so far, but like, in general, I think there's also a lot of negatives, and those negatives just continue to massively outweigh the positive and cast a dark cloud over the MyTEAM community, which is a real shame. So again, hoping for change next year, not realistically expecting it, and definitely not expecting it this year. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm just trying to manage the best I can with what we have. So hope y'all can do the same, and hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.